The first bark cut the wind. Sheriff Ben Carter saw Max, his German Shepherd, alert in the rearview mirror. Snow hammered the patrol truck. Visibility was near zero. 8-year-old Lily sat quiet, eyes wide. Max barked again, urgent. "What is it, boy?" Ben slowed. An orange glow pulsed through the white. Max whined, scratching the window. Ben pulled over. Burning rubber. Gasoline, a sedan, half buried, flames on its hood. He squinted. Movement inside. "Stay here," he told Lily. Ben raced to the wreck. A small hand pressed against a window, then chains. A child's terrified face. A silent scream lost in the storm. Riverbend, Montana was a small town. Folks knew Ben arrived 3 years ago with infant Lily, after his wife Sarah died. Lily hadn't spoken since. Max, a retrained military dog, was Lily's constant companion. This night, returning late from Lily's therapy, the storm was fierce. Max's bark had been insistent. Ben trudged down the snowy embankment. The sedan was nose first in a ditch. The driver, an unmoving male, had no pulse. The air reeked of alcohol. A whimper came from the back. Ben's light found a small chained figure. A girl, terrified. "I'm Sheriff Carter," he called. "I'm getting you out." No time for backup. He smashed the rear window. The heat was intense. He fumbled with the padlock on her chains, then shot the chain where it met the frame. He pulled her out, her body terrifyingly light, just as flames reached the dashboard. 20 yards away, the gas tank exploded. At his truck, Lily's pale face pressed to the window. Ben placed the rescued girl beside her. "You're safe now." She was perhaps 12, blonde, with hollowed cheeks. Chains dangled from raw wrists. Ben radioed dispatch, then wrapped the girl in a blanket. Lily, usually wary, scooted closer, tucking the blanket around the newcomer. Max laid his head between them. In the mirror, Ben saw Lily touch the girl's chained hand. "Help is coming," Ben promised. The girl's haunted eyes didn't believe him. At Riverbend Medical Center, Dr. Emily Hayes examined the girl. She hadn't spoken. Malnourished, dehydrated, multiple contusions, Emily told Ben. Marks consistent with long-term restraint. Cigarette burns, systematic abuse. No ID on the girl or the dead driver. "She kept drawing these," Emily said, showing a notepad. Crude drawings of a large house with columns, stick figures with angry faces. Mayor Richard Thompson arrived with Leonard Pike, head of the town council. "I've called state services," Thompson said. "They'll collect the child tomorrow. Moving her now would be detrimental," Emily protested. "The law is clear," Pike stated. Ben saw Thompson wanted the girl gone quickly. "Surely," Emily said. "Sheriff Carter is an approved emergency foster placement." Thompson's smile froze. "Surely our sheriff is too busy." "I'll manage," Ben said flatly. Later, Emily told Ben she seemed less afraid when the nurse mentioned your daughter. It might help her. Ben carried the sleeping girl into his home. He placed her in the guest room. Max settled by her bed. The next morning, Lily sat outside the guest room with a breakfast tray she'd made. She pushed a folded paper to Ben. Inside, in her careful handwriting, "Meyer." "You want to call her Meyer?" Ben asked. Lily nodded. The door opened. The girl stood, wary, Max at her heels. "Good morning," Ben said. "I'm Ben. This is Lily." Lily held up a drawing of a blonde girl, pointed to the girl, then the name. The girl's eyes widened. She took the paper. "Lily thought you might like to be called Meyer," Ben explained. The girl shook her head when asked her real name, clutching the drawing. Lily pushed the breakfast tray forward. Meyer ate, hunger overcoming caution. Ben's phone vibrated. A text from Deputy Mark Johnson. Plates on vehicle stolen. Driver Jake Reno, petty criminal. Mayor asking for hourly updates. Ben felt responsibility settle. His instincts screamed danger. 3 days passed. Meyer still hadn't spoken. Terror in her eyes softened to weariness. She followed Lily like a shadow. Ben watched them build a snowman. Mark Johnson joined him. "Never thought I'd see Lily playing with another kid. It's like Meyer's silence makes Lily comfortable," Ben said. Mark had news. Autopsy on Reno. Died in crash. High on meth. 10,000 cash in the spare tire. And a receipt for a $50,000 wire transfer. Came an account holder. Evergreen Placements LLC. Rings a bell. Ben frowned. Evergreen Placements. Major donor. Mayor Thompson's last campaign. Registered as an adoption facilitation service. A chill hit Ben. There's more, Mark said. James County picked up a woman, hysterical, boyfriend, Reno, was supposed to meet her with the package a kid for transport to Idaho. Description: blonde girl around 12. Outside, Meyer froze, staring at the tree line. Max tensed. A black SUV pulled into Ben's driveway. A man and woman emerged. William Sterling. My wife, Alina. We understand you found our daughter, Abigail. Meyer backed against the shed, Max protectively in front. Inside, Alina Sterling showed photos of a smiling blonde girl. She ran away 3 weeks ago, William said. Abigail has emotional problems. Accused us of terrible things, said we weren't her real parents. Ben studied the photos. The girl's eyes were flat, empty. The girl we found was chained, Ben stated. Maybe this man kidnapped her after she ran, Alina suggested. And the old injuries, cigarette burns. William Sterling bristled. Are you accusing us, Sheriff? We've spoken with Mayor Thompson, William added. He assured us of cooperation. When Alina called Abigail through the window, Meyer sank into the snow, rocking. A high, keening sound escaping her, the first noise Ben had heard her make. She's upset, Ben said. Best if you leave for now. That's our daughter. William insisted. Until I'm satisfied, Ben said coldly. She stays here. You'll be hearing from our attorney, William snapped. Outside, Meyer whispered her first words to Ben. Not safe? She confirmed the Sterlings were not her parents, and they had hurt her. I won't let them take you, Ben promised. That night, Emily Hayes called. Sterling's documentation looks legit, but no medical records of the injuries I saw. And Meyer has a small tattoo behind her ear, a number, 326. What if she was purchased? Ben told her about Evergreen Placements and Mayor Thompson's campaign. The next morning, Lily showed Ben a drawing Meyer had described to her. Meyer in a large room with marble floors, other children with numbers on them, adults in suits, and the couple like the Sterlings leading a child away. Is Meyer afraid of going back? Ben asked. Lily nodded, eyes full of tears, then squeezed Ben's hand, pleading for Meyer to stay. Ben called the FBI. Agent Ramirez promised to investigate but warned it would take time. He then called Judge Evans, who issued an emergency temporary guardianship order. Meyer, terrified by a bad dream, told Ben, they're powerful, they buy people, they bought me. From the Marble House, she said her real name was Hannah. Her parents, a diner waitress and a car mechanic, were supposedly dead. The Sterlings hurt her when she wouldn't call them Mom and Dad. She remembered other children with numbers at the Marble House in a cold, big city, maybe Chicago. A plain envelope appeared on the Ben's door. Return what isn't yours. Beneath it, a photo of Sarah's desecrated grave. Ben called Mark. I'm sending a patrol, Mark said. And Ben. Sarah's brake lines were cut. Ben's world tilted. Sarah had called him the day she died, excited about irregularities in adoption records. Had she stumbled onto this network? Hannah found Ben with Sarah's files. You're going to send me away, aren't you? No, Ben said. I made you a promise. Why risk your family for me? Because it's the right thing to do, Ben said. And Lily needs you. Lily patted in, sleepy. She leaned against Hannah. Ben made them hot chocolate. He vowed to protect them both. Ben confronted Mayor Thompson about Evergreen Placements and the Cayman account. Color drained from Thompson's face. Ben mentioned Sarah's research. You have no idea what you're getting into, Thompson said. Meet me, Wilson's Point, tonight. 800, alone. It's a trap, Ben told Mark. Put a deputy on his house. At Emily's clinic, where he'd left the girls, Emily said Hannah had a panic attack. She mentioned Uncle Richard taking her back to the Marble House. Mayor Thompson. Hannah told Ben, Uncle Richard visited the Sterlings, said I was a good investment. He brings new children, takes back ones who don't work out. She remembered a sign at the Marble House, the 3 Ps, Perfect Placement Program, Ben suggested. Yes, that's it, Hannah cried. Are we going home now? Lily asked, her first words in 3 years. The room fell silent. For Hannah, Lily explained. Words rusty? She needs us to use words. Tears blurred Ben's vision. He hugged Lily. But home wasn't safe. The front door was ajar. Mark met him. They tossed the place. Your files are gone. On the wall, in red paint. Time's up. They fled to Mark's remote hunting cabin. Agent Ramirez called. Mayor Thompson booked a flight to Chicago. The Sterlings had checked out of their hotel. Ramirez needed more than a child's testimony for major arrests. The Chicago Marble House was registered as Perfect Placement Program, a subsidiary of Evergreen Placements. That night, during their star ritual naming something good, Max growled. Headlights approached. 3 vehicles. My phone, Ben realized. They must have hacked it. William Sterling's voice boomed. Carter, bring out our daughter. Ben told Hannah, sell her under the closet. Mark will hide you. No, they'll kill you, Hannah cried. Ben raised his voice to Sterling. The FBI knows everything. They are watching Perfect Placement Program. Silence. Then Thompson, he's bluffing. Sterling fired a shotgun. Glass shattered. Back door, Ben told Mark. Draw them away. Mark created a diversion. 3 men pursued him. Sterling, Thompson, and 1 guard entered the cabin. Ben circled back. Sterling was tearing the place apart. The guard moved to the back room. Ben kicked in the front door. Police, drop your weapons. Sterling fired wildly. The guard emerged, catching Ben in a crossfire. Pain shot through Ben's shoulder. Thompson backed towards the door. Finish him, Sterling ordered the guard. As the guard aimed, Ben lunged, tackling him. They wrestled for the gun. Sterling swung his shotgun, a ferocious bark. Max launched himself at Sterling, jaws clamping his arm. The shotgun fired harmlessly. Ben disarmed the guard. Sirens wailed. Thompson had vanished. Max, here, Lily called from the bedroom doorway. Hannah emerged behind her. Is it over? Almost, Ben promised. State police surrounded the cabin. Agent Ramirez arrived. Got Thompson, and Sterling's phone gives us enough for warrants on the Chicago location. Lily was talking. Hannah was safe. Hope fragile. Bloomed in Ben. In the hospital, Ben recovered. William Sterling and Richard Thompson were in custody. Alina Sterling had vanished. Agent Ramirez reported the Chicago mansion Perfect Placement Program had been emptied. Records indicated 30 minors processed recently. Mark brought news. Hannah Miller's parents, David and Susan Miller, were dead. No other family could take her, unless, Mark said, someone applies to be her guardian. Lily and Hannah visited. You're hurt because of me, Hannah said. No. Bad people did bad things, Ben insisted. Hannah cried for her lost parents. You'll stay with us, Lily declared with certainty. Could I really? Hannah whispered. Yes, Ben said, the decision made. I'll try. That evening, Alina Sterling, disguised as a nurse, entered Ben's room with a syringe. Time for loose ends, she said. She'd bypassed the call button. This will look like a complication. She revealed Hannah was her carefully selected bloodline, an investment. Max growled from the doorway. Emily Hayes appeared, screaming for security. Alina lunged. Max attacked, jaws closing on her arm. Officers rushed in. This isn't over, Alina hissed as they led her away. 6 weeks later, at the custody hearing, Agent Ramirez revealed a DNA match. Hannah Miller was Sarah Carter's niece. Susan Miller, Hannah's mother, was Sarah's sister. Given up for adoption at birth, Perfect Placement targeted children with desirable genetics. Sarah's investigation had flagged her connection to Hannah. Thompson ordered Sarah's car sabotaged. The CPS representative argued against Ben's custody. Emily Hayes testified to the girls' bond. Mark announced Ben had accepted a new, safer role as regional coordinator for the Montana Child Protection Task Force. Hannah spoke to Judge Evans. I want to stay with Sheriff Carter and Lily. They saved me. I know what a real family feels like now. Please don't take it away. Judge Evans granted Ben temporary guardianship, pending final review. The battle wasn't over, but Hannah was staying. 1 year later, Ben, Lily, and Hannah lived in a rambling farmhouse. Laughter filled their home. Today marked the anniversary of Ben's permanent guardianship. William Sterling and Richard Thompson were imprisoned. Alina Sterling served a life sentence. The FBI had recovered 26 children from the network. Guests gathered for a celebration. Emily, Mark and his wife, Agent Ramirez, Judge Evans. Ben gazed at photos on the mantle, Sarah, and next to her, Hannah's parents, Susan and David, whose resemblance to Sarah was uncanny. Telling Hannah about her aunt had been hard, a mix of grief and wonder. For Lily, Hannah being her cousin felt natural. Hannah blew out 13 candles on her cake. I don't need to wish, she said softly. I already have everything. Later, on the porch, Ben watched the stars. Hannah joined him. We're ready, she said. Inside, Lily had their paper stars. Hannah placed hers, grateful for truth, even when it's hard. Lily added hers, grateful for my voice and for people who heard me. Ben held his star, grateful for second chances, he said, and for the family we built. The past couldn't be changed. The future was theirs to shape, one day one star at a time.